What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Martin Luther King Day Monday for the Daily Juice podcast. Hopefully you guys have the day off and you are going to enjoy yourself today because we have two football games to watch. Not one, but two. Now, the games are being kicked off during the day, 1:30 kickoff time, Pacific time, 4:30 Eastern time for that game. And then we have a nightcap, which is always going to be fun. We're going to have a late game for us with Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. That game was going to kick off at 5:15 Eastern time, 8:15 Pacific time. This, the Daily Juice podcast, every single morning, wherever you guys get your audio podcasts, wherever you guys get your video podcasts, or I guess it'd be YouTube, right? The only place to get video podcasts is YouTube. But do me a favor, if you haven't left a review yet on the audio, please do that. Apple lets you, I think other platforms let you as well. Give us a rating, give us a vote of confidence, tell me I stink, tell me the picks are awful, whatever. I don't care. Good, positive, whatever. Just give a review. Interaction always helps the algorithm and everything else, helps us, spur some action here as we head towards the playoffs, as we head towards the Super Bowl here in Las Vegas, which is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing my other radio show or my other show. And if you guys looking on YouTube, you're like, Matt, what's the background? Well, I'm doing TV all day. It's kind of a crazy day. So this is my TV setup that you're looking at. And so had to do this. Normal backdrop will be back tomorrow, but we're going to have a big week. A lot of things, a lot of cool things coming. The Daily Juice podcast. I'm not sure where and when and how I'm taping the podcast during the week of the Super Bowl, but it'll be a lot of it kind of like how I was when I was in Massachusetts. Like wherever I can do it, I'm going to do it for the Daily Juice. Most likely it'll be on Radio Row and kind of how that's going to go. So be on the lookout for that. Today is the final day before we have the new offer from omahasteaks.com. So if you want to take advantage of the end of season sale, today is the end of the season. Today, half off sale going on. Juice is the code that gets you $30 off at checkout. And you guys can go there right now and use that code. Minimum purchase may be required. End of season sale starts tomorrow. So it's the last day. It's today. Hit on it right now. omahasteaks.com. Promo code JUICE. Save $30 off your order at checkout. Minimum purchase may be required. All right. So we had a great start to the day yesterday. And then we sort of petered out. Washington loses. UCLA housed them. Something on that here in just 1 second. I'm going to tell you, I found a little bit of a trend that we're going to bet on here today. The football games were good. Packers, I sprinkled money line, so I got that, which was nice. The +7 on the Packers and then the over, all those came in. That was really nice. That was a 2-0 day officially. And then the game for the Lions. Happy for the Lions. Congratulations. I called it right with the under. I thought the under would hit. It did. If you had told me that in the first half, I would have said you're crazy because I bet over 60. So I got that wrong. I went in game and I was like, oh gosh, this is going to be like the first game. Bet it over. The number closed at 53. I bet 60, which was a whole touchdown more. Never came close. It was under the original number because it turned into a defensive battle in the second half, which was remarkable. That third quarter had 6 points in total being scored, 2 field goals for each team. So that Lions defense made big adjustments in the second half, as did the Rams. But 24-23, the win for the Lions. They win, but they do not cover. So if you were on the Rams, congratulations. I had the team right with the Rams winning. Sorry, with the Lions winning. I had the under right, but I laid the 3, did not come in. I missed it on there. So 2-2, down 0.2 for the day. So overall, look, because of the Michigan National Championship win, we're not going to have many weeks where I win 11 units, but that was an 11-unit week, okay? So we're up over 6.5 units officially for the podcast on the year. I know it's the 15th of the month, right? It's, the 15th of the month. So not like I'm bragging or anything, going like, hey, we're up 6.5 units in 2024. We're only 15 days in or 14 days in betting-wise for the year. But it's been, that was a good weekend. That was a good run for us. I got, 2 bets for us to go along with Tampa Bay +3. There's been money that came in. We're already at 2.5. I told you take Tampa +3. Now, I've been throwing these things out on the podcast about ways of teasing these games, and they've been hitting, and I haven't been doing them myself, but hopefully you guys are taking some advice on this. You can tease both the Bills down and the Bucks up if you want today. You can do that, all right? I may do that watching how the line moves. Like if money comes in on Buffalo and the line goes to 10.5 or 11, I may pull them down thinking the pro side's going to be taking the Bills. If it comes down I may go ahead and put it up and give the Steelers, 16 points, right? Crossing 14, crossing 10, crossing 14. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. That's why I'm not going to make it official. I don't know what to do. I think Tampa Bay wins the game outright. I'm going to sprinkle money line on Tampa Bay, but in case I'm wrong, I may go ahead and take +9 and go, all right, tease it up to 9 or 8.5 and jump in on that. So, it's kind of like you can do. The 10 doesn't make it a long teaser, but if that number were to crash for some reason, it got down to like 7.5 or 8.5 is the highest you can go for a long teaser to pull it down from 8.5 to 2.5. But it kind of, you could do a long teaser, just wait before kickoff and then pull it down. And I very well may do that, okay? Because, obviously both totals factor in. They're both below 49. So you both could do that with a long teaser, which I very well might do that. You can ask me in the Discord channel. I'll jump in on the Discord channel, really for both games. I'll be watching it here because I'll be off my other show, and then we'll be rolling here for both games. So I think that's probably a good play to go Bills down and go Tampa Bay up. But officially, we're just taking +3. Tampa Bay +3 here. I think they win the game outright. And so I'm going to ride with +3 officially. We gave that out yesterday. 2.5 now. So there's money coming in on Tampa. What are we doing today? So I have missed 4 bets, I've gone 1 in 3 rather, in a situation that I think we need to pay attention to. Teams coming off of a road loss at home as a dog in the next game. They're 4-0 straight up, 4-0 ATS, just the games I have bet, okay? Iowa State off of a loss, came home, they beat Houston. We bet that. Then Indiana State on the road at Drake. Drake was a home dog. These are home dogs, okay? So the home dog is important. So again, to reset the trend, team lost a game on the road, comes home, and they're a home dog in conference play. So we did it with Iowa State against Houston. Iowa State won outright. They were 3-point dogs. They won it outright. We were on that. Indiana State went to Drake. Drake lost a game, came back home. Drake won the game outright easily. They were home dogs. Indiana State lost. I lost that. It was 1-1. Then we went and we took I had this in my head and now I'm forgetting it because it happened last night with UCLA and Washington. And then what was the other bet that we just made? It happened yesterday. Hold on. That's going to drive me crazy because this trend has been now hitting a bunch. Let me pull up the tracker for us on this. Because it was the bet that I made yesterday, which, sorry, I don't mean to do this on the while we're taping with you guys, but I want to make sure I'm getting this right. It was for for Texas, right? Texas, West Virginia. We bet Texas laying 5.5, didn't hit. Okay, so I bet Indiana State laying a short number on the road at Drake, lost. Bet Texas laying a short number on the road, lost. Bet Washington on the road, laying a short number, lost. Michigan, Ohio State fits this bill. All right? It's +1.5. Michigan, unfortunately, they've lost 5 games in a row. They lost to Florida on a neutral. They lost to McNeese State, who is not good. They lost to Minnesota at home. They lost to Penn State, and they lost to Maryland on the road. In their last game, 64-57, they lost to Maryland. Here they are against Ohio State, who equally has lost back-to-back games at home against Wisconsin and on the road against Indiana. The number is +1.5. KenPom has this as a 1-point win for Ohio State. But like I've said, we're looking at teams here that are playing at home off of losses in conference play. This is a game being played at noon Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. I'm going to be able to get up and watch this game with Ohio State and Michigan. Obviously a monster rivalry, right? These two programs hate each other. Ohio State's offense is pretty good. They're 27th in offensive efficiency. They're 121st in effective field goal percentage. They're 45th in three-point percentage, but they're 188th in two-point percentage. On the flip side, Michigan's offense also pretty good. 38th in efficiency, 28th in effective field goal percentage, 33rd in three-point percentage, 45th in two-point percentage. They're not hitting their free throws at all. They're 202nd in free throw percentage. So that's a big concern here. Need them to hit their free throws today if they're going to cover this 1.5-point number. But on the flip side, both of these teams are bad defensively. I mean, 144th for Michigan in efficiency, 78th for Ohio State in efficiency, 187th for Michigan in effective field goal percentage, 65th, which isn't awful for effective field goal percentage for Ohio State defensively, but they're 216th in turnovers, 312th Michigan in turnovers. Michigan's 3-point defense, 286th. That is not good. 137th, though, in 2-point defense, 74th and 75th, respectively, for Ohio State. These are games where you take a look at, how have they played on the road. They lost to Penn State on the road. They lost to Indiana on the road. Those are the only true road games that Ohio State has played so far this season, and they've lost the games outright. I'm going to follow this trend. Team that lost on the road, come back home, short dog against a conference opponent, taking Michigan. Michigan plus 1.5 up against Ohio State for 1.1 units. So that leaves, what are we doing with Pittsburgh and Buffalo? I honestly don't know. Okay, I honestly don't know. But I'm a sucker for teasers, and I always want to have teasers involved. And every time there's a football game going on, I always talk about teasers. Normally, I do same-game teasers. And I wouldn't mind same-game teasing this, okay? If you don't want to touch the Tampa game with 2 bets, you can avoid this play if you want and just do a same-game teaser. As I said, pull the Bills down. You can do a 7-point teaser and pull the Bills down to 3, and then take the total and pull that total down from 38.5 down to 31.5 and bet over, okay? You can absolutely do that. What I have done, however, is I'm going to jump in with the totals, and I'm going to tease both games, and I'm going to tease both totals. I'm taking Pittsburgh and Buffalo, 6-point teaser down to 32.5. That number, 32.5, we would have cleared that with the Chief game. With all the nonsense with the Chief game here, I guess it would have been, it would have cleared it. They got 33 points. So even with a 26-7 score and KC dominating Miami, it still went over 32.5. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh in Buffalo and go over 32.5. And then I'm going to take the other game, Tampa Bay hosting Philadelphia, and I'm going to tease that number up. It currently sits at 43. I'm going to tease it up to 49, and I'm going to take under in that game for 1.2 units. I think those are safe plays. I don't think we're seeing a monster high-scoring game outdoors with Tampa, and I think we're going to see more offense than generally expected here, with the number now moving back up to 38.5, which was the opening number for this game after all of the worry about the weather. And look, Buffalo weather is difficult to predict at the moment, like we know, but we're not going to be dealing with anything like we thought that what we were going to be dealing with for this game and why it got postponed. At kickoff, it's going to be, somewhere around 20 degrees, which is not nice, okay? But the wind gusts are going to be 15 to 20 mile per hour. That's really nothing, okay? It's going to snow during the game, but snow doesn't affect totals. Okay, it can snow all you want. The Patriots scored 70 points in the snow against the Titans. Snow doesn't matter. Wind matters, okay? Freezing cold temperatures. But 20 degrees, I know that's nasty. 20 sucks, I'm not going to lie. But, it was 29 degrees here in Las Vegas a couple of days ago. Come on. It's not that bad. It's not horrible. It's not, vacation weather, but it's not like what we saw when it was -6 and -9 in Kansas City with -30 wind chills. We're not seeing that. The wind's not whipping, not going to be nearly as bad. Yes, there's still a winter storm warning, and yes, it's going to be nasty, but you bundle up, you're playing in the middle of the day, you're playing outdoors. I guess not middle of the day. It's 4:15. The sun will be going down, so it'll be chilly, but it won't be that bad. I'm not worried about the weather being a huge factor in this game here. Over 32.5 teased down to go over. Under 49 teased up to go under for 1.2 units. Okay, so 3 bets for us here on a MLK day. Tampa plus 3. Michigan plus 1.5, over 32.5 teased with 49 under in the 2 games in the NFL happening for today. I'll talk to you guys in the Discord channel. I may, if I add anything, I'll let you know, but probably just going to let these bets ride, and hopefully we close out a decent ending to what has been a very good week for us, or a good month of January so far. Here, let's start a new week. Let's have another big winning week here for us for the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning. The Daily Juice podcast is being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.